I mean, holy
back. Hold on, let me pull my. There we go. Oh, I'm on.
Put your fists in. This might be the biggest moment for our faux DC movie news show yet. Guys, welcome back. We have a lot to talk about, but it's going to be challenging to do so, to talk about anything that isn't just that footage, that fucking footage. I mean, holy shit, guys. That's me right now. That is me. I'm Roxy Stryer. I see Mike Kalinowski, same thing, struggling.
Shannon was watching me the whole time. Like, I'm watching it, I'm thinking, I'm looking at vibes of Seven in this movie. I'm looking at vibes of Earth One. And then the fighting, and then the thing. How many times have we seen Batman shoot up with a grappling hook? But this time they put the camera with him and pulled up with him. Fuck!
He beat
that boy's ass. He beat that boy. He beat
that boy. He did beat that boy.
Adam Gertler, he beat that boy. Are you beaten right now? Because I feel beaten.
Yeah, everything I really wanted it to be. I think it's great to see this young Batman. I think Matt Reeves set it up great. Clearly, it's not about him being hulking. It's about him being a hurt machine. I mean, he's a freaking ninja. I mean, and Jeffrey Wright. I mean, I knew Jeffrey Wright was just the perfect choice. And this is all just great stuff. I'm with Mikey though. I can't believe they only shot a small amount of this movie. They were in full gear, and then they had to stop, man. Oh.
And it's like,
yeah, I know. Wait, introducing Johnny LaQuasto, getting his thoughts before we go back to you, Mike. Johnny?
Wow. I mean, I will say it clearly surpassed all of our expectations. I was thinking a 30-second or less teaser. I don't even know. That was a good 90, I think, is what we got. And was it?
What? 5 minutes.
Okay, well, there you go.
Right here.
I will say this. I wouldn't put Robert Pattinson on any press tours. He looked like he was half asleep promoting the film. But Matt Reeves made up for it with his substitute teacher outfit. I loved him. How do you not love Matt Reeves?
I loved Robert Pattinson's vibe. I loved it. It was perfect for Batman. He comes out, and we've got the music and the red and the artwork and everything, and he just seems like motherfucking Batman. He seems like fucking Batman.
I loved his voice.
Come on.
His voice was great. Maybe Pattinson's over in England right now getting ready to start, because I know they're getting ready to start filming again. Maybe he's 12 hours ahead of us, so maybe he's asleep. Yeah.
I don't even care. Who fucking cares? Who cares?
Finally, a filmmaker said it. Gotham City is a character. It is a character. Like, and even he didn't throw shade, but he's like, Tim Burton's gothic, this and that. And he's like, yeah, and Chris Nolan did his thing. And I was like, Gotham needs to be a character. And we got that. How moody. It was like 7 vibes and the rain and man,
Something in the Way from Nirvana. That was a song choice.
That's funny because, Shannon was next to me, and I'm not a big music guy, but she goes, ooh, this song. Oh, yeah.
It's a very creepy song because, the fact that, we all know how Kurt Cobain ended up. That song is it kind of parallels Kurt Cobain's vibe when he was alive and kind of his vibe in death in a way. It's a very downtrodden song, and so it's really perfect for what that trailer is.
What do you think about a lot of people have been questioning the decade? What do you guys think about the trailer and what that means, or whatever, the teaser and what that means for the time period?
Oh, that's interesting. I need to see it again. I mean,
because I hear Nirvana
wasn't modern. Oh, maybe it could have been the 90s.
I think the 90s.
It might have been the 90s. Yeah.
I think what they're going to do is what they did with Batman the Animated Series and just make it a nebulous time period. And it's like they don't need to set a date. I mean, there's certain movies that say we're going to be set this decade, and they do it, and then they fan service a ton of songs in and clothing, and this just seemed like and I love that, like, the Gotham didn't feel like it didn't feel like a city that we've seen. It was like this, it's its own thing, and I just, that, man. And
that is interesting, because if it's in a pre-cell phone time, that really changes the whole vibe of what's possible, you know? I mean, that would really be the reason to do that, to set it in a period, was to take cell phones out of the equation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we have a lot to talk about today, like so much before we even get to that point. Do we want to start with Batman stuff, or do we want to end with Batman?
There was a lot of other cool stuff before that. I mean, we got to talk about Rocksteady. Oh my God. Rocksteady just laid it down. I mean, if Warner Brothers Montreal did their thing, it was like, okay, here's more of what we love. But then Rocksteady, I mean, that looks awesome. That, I was all in for that.
Well, I think that, okay, let's get into it. What do you think, Mike?
Of which one?
Rocksteady.
I'll be honest. I thought the Montreal game would be my second, and Rocksteady would be my first. The Montreal game was my stronger choice for me. You guys know me, I'm not a big fan of the villain stuff. Like, so playing as the villains the entire game. But I'll say this, Rocksteady is the MCU of video games. They have earned my goodwill, and they will never let us down. Their play mechanics, what they come up with, how they create worlds, and the fact that he even said this is a continuation of the Arkham games. I was a little worried this is going to start over, but it's a continuation. And I'm sure at some point, because we see their Brainiac control the Justice League, there will maybe become a time where you can play as the Justice League. So Rocksteady to me cannot miss. I'm on board. Some of the designs seemed a little like Deadshot looked like huge with all this weaponry. I'm like, okay.
He kind of looked like KG Beast and Firefly at the same time, right?
But
like,
knowing them, I'm sure there's story behind it. It's a tease. And what did get me though is like, ooh, 2022. I was like, man. But knowing them and how good their games are, they're the best games.
It's worth the wait.
Of course, it's worth the wait. I'm 100%.
PS5. They did say PS5 on that one.
Right. So
I think that
will hold me over, and then that will take over.
I think so. I think Arkham Knight is gonna, or what is it? Gotham Knights, right? That's gonna be PS4. That's gonna be all. That'll be the crossover.
Guys,
and then the next generation is the Suicide Squad game.
That's a have our cake and eat it too. So.
Which is something that we really want to do all the time as DC fans.
It's a day for us.
But we have more things, guys, today. I mean, honestly, that I can't stop thinking about that trailer, but we have other things that we have to be talking about. Aquaman, Shazam, Batman, three of the biggest they saved for last. I will say, if we're going to start with Aquaman on that one, I'm glad that we paused and went Black Adam, did a show, and then Aquaman, because of all of the panels today, I have to say Aquaman was definitely my least favorite panel.
You can tell they were very strategic with how they put everything together, especially, like you mentioned, finishing the last one off with Black Adam, which was tremendous. Starting with Aquaman, which, let's be honest, it wasn't eventful whatsoever, which is perfectly fine. Perfect way to start off. Then you move on to Shazam, which everyone is lighthearted and funny, and there's punchlines. David Sandberg is one of the best, the best people we ever could have asked for in the DCEU. And the first movie was such a hit. Great. And then we move on to Matt Reeves, who's just super pumped. And now we know why, because we got to watch that. And my God, like for all the people who are like, oh, we don't need another Batman movie. Well, watch that trailer because.
Yeah, I'm totally with you on that. What did you guys think about Aquaman and us not seeing Jason Momoa? I mean, that's a glaring thing that needs to be discussed.
I think, isn't he working on Dune still right now?
Yeah, that's what people were saying.
I think Aquaman, I think of all the films in this slate and ready to go in the gun, I think they have the least done. So there's really not much they can do. It seems like they don't even have a story down yet.
It's interesting that they couldn't get Momoa because the other side to this, it's Zoom, so everybody's available, makes it more glaring when there's an omission, because it's like you couldn't take 10 minutes out of whatever you're doing, wherever you are.
Think about Adam. Think about the fact that every other Justice League member recorded themselves asking one question to Zack Snyder. he couldn't ask one question for the recording. I mean, that seems kind of whack.
It raises questions. It's interesting. Momoa's absence is glaring. I wonder what was up.
You guys honestly think it has something to do with like he's not part of this anymore or something?
I don't know, but what I will say
is that a rumor?
No, I just think he's busy.
Pause and let's think about that. But I want to interrupt to say, technical thing on the back end, I want to change internets because they're saying there's a lag on my side. So that means everybody will go down for the next 30 seconds. We'll see you back here in 30 seconds just to make sure that.
We still lagging?
I think we're still going.
Yeah. Hey guys, do you guys know a way to download videos off YouTube?
To download them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can help you out after I think we're still live, so I'll tell you.
A way to do it, but I was like,
but all these trailers are available online, right? Because I just got emails that it's all available as they're coming out.
I like to pause and dissect them like a good nerd.
Yeah, so I can go back. I've only seen the Batman trailer once. I mean, I'm going to go back and watch it 9 more times.
We back?
Yeah, we back, baby. As long as you can hear me, you're looking like you can't, Mikey. Yeah, you can. Good, we're back and better than ever. All right, so now that we're thinking about that, did we decide that we think that there's trouble in paradise with Momoa, or do we just think?
I say no.
No.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know either.
They talked about the sequel, but I mean, it was just like his presence. He's usually such a big presence with all these things that, again, I just have to say his absence was felt because he's just, he's usually very pro, the character, and he's been for the thing. So it's just weird that it wasn't even mentioned. So you got to wonder.
Adam, there were so many opportunities for it. He's in so many different places. Like, he could have popped in any game, in the Zack Snyder one, in his own panel, which is called Aquaman. Like, there were so many different ways to insert him. He could have been anywhere. So I'm kind of with you. I don't know.
Jason couldn't be here because, like, that was
right.
weird.
Right. And isn't it Warner Brothers?
What?
Dune, or is it not?
I think it is.
I don't know.
If it is Warner Brothers, you would think they would just come out and say, he can't be here shooting Dune. It's our movie, It's a
fair point considering the entire Suicide Squad cast, all 37 of them, were able to do this.
Yeah.
So
very, very true. But it didn't in any way ruin the day. Just to me, if we're trying to shoehorn in an Aquaman panel and it's just we can't have Amber Heard, we don't have Jason Momoa, it's just Patrick and James. I think they did the best they could. There just wasn't that much. I want questions answered. What's going on with the trench? Like, what's up with that? Just curious. I mean, that was announced so fast. This movie is taking place 4 years after the original. How is technology changing? Like, just there's so many questions I had, and I felt like it was kind of a time kill there. Mikey, thoughts? Yeah.
I 100% get your rocks. I do.
All right.
Because this was so inclusive, I mean, it seemed like everyone that touched the DC property was involved. Pattinson showed up. So it was and he is so vocal about Snyder and so vocal about everything. It's a weird omission. I get it. I don't think there's any trouble. I'm just curious what happened.
Roxy, Dune is scheduled to be released December 18th. And it is Legendary and Warner Brothers.
So strange. Strange that they wouldn't say anything. Use this as a time to promo your own movie.
Well, how about this? Maybe it's possible Momoa physically is not looking like he wants to be on camera. He changes his look quite a bit. So maybe he would want to look like Aquaman. Maybe he's clean shaven. Maybe his hair is normal. I don't know.
Are you saying he gained like a COVID 45 and doesn't want to be seen? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe he did the Thor and just got a little belly. Who knows?
Or maybe he didn't want to be a part of this for some reason. I mean, that is just possible. I'm not trying to throw shit when we don't know what's up, but it could be very, very possible. I guess that there's really not that much to talk about in terms of the Aquaman panel other than that.
There was one thing that James Wan said, which I thought was good, which is what I would want in a sequel, because I didn't really like Aquaman the movie. And I liked a lot about it, but overall, I don't think I've watched it a second time straight through. And that is that it's going to be more serious.
Yeah.
And maybe take itself a little bit more seriously. Like that was just a problem. I just couldn't like sink in to that movie as much as I enjoyed like the beautiful things that were going on. Like I just didn't get into the world. And I know James Wan is capable of that. He's great with characters and things. So I'm excited to see the sequel.
So how many animals will be playing instruments underwater? Just curious.
Well, what threw me off was the fact that James Wan said, "Is like, there was a lot I get to put in this film that I didn't get a chance to put in the first one." I was like, "What? You put it in the kitchen sink in that first one? What?"
Yeah, exactly.
So that guy's mind, and like they talked about how world building and Patrick Wilson was like, "I love your world building," and that's something he's so good at. Whether you loved Aquaman or not, they built 7 distinct worlds in that and fleshed out the environment of how Atlantis is going to operate, and I'm excited for it. I know I speak for the minority in this group, but Aquaman is one of my favorites in the DCEU. And
the movie or the character?
The movie. I'm not a big fan.
I really liked it. I really liked it.
It's up in the top half for me.
Yeah, I really liked it. So I don't think you're in the minority. I think I'm right there with you. By the way, guys, I see your super chats coming in your Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Strider. Obviously, the majority of them are about Batman, which we will be getting to towards the end of the show. But let's move on to talk about Shazam, because every time I see Zachary Levi, I am pleasantly surprised. He took nothing and made it into something. This bit was funny. He is endearing as hell. What's up, Johnny?
Well, to answer your question before we move on to Shazam about animals playing instruments underwater, I have it on good authority. Topo the Octopus is actually holding out for a bigger contract, so he has yet to actually film in the upcoming sequel to Aquaman. So
maybe he and Momoa are holding out.
Why did that bother so many people? Why?
I didn't bother me. I was just making a quick joke. But John, are we good to move on to Shazam now?
Yeah, shout out to Topo.
So when it comes to Shazam, what did you guys think about who specifically made appearances here? Obviously, our girl Faith was really nice to see up there. But how did you feel about this conversation? And is Sinbad in this movie? I'm still confused. Adam?
I hope so.
I hope Sinbad is in the movie. I got to say, the last person I thought to come out and make an awkward comedy bit work at DC FanDome would have been Sinbad. And he gets high marks from me. It was pretty funny. And like the way it ended, like he did really well. I still don't know if he's in the movie or not. And I agree with you. I think Zachary held it great. David Sandberg, like Johnny was saying, he's just like, he's such a he's just game for everything. He's just so engaging. He does his own things to just put it on a human level with the fans. And, they couldn't say anything about the movie, which obviously it's super early, but it was just great to check in. I mean, this is what was great about FanDome. Like, you get things where you didn't expect it. Like, Suicide Squad finished filming and we got no footage, and then we got a freaking Batman trailer. It's like, I couldn't predict anything.
I know. That is so true, because you did ask us on the end of the last stream what we thought was going to happen for the Batman, and none of us predicted to that extent.
Johnny got the closest.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that Sinbad is absolutely in Shazam. If there's one movie in this whole slate where Sinbad would be a perfect cameo, we know it's Shazam. And Sinbad is a legendary comedian. He has had such a career. I watched his sitcom when I was a kid. I love Sinbad. Imagine him interacting with
A Different World? Which one?
No, he also had his own spin-off sitcom for a while. But yeah, of course, A Different World as well.
Sinbad's going to be the voice of Tawny the Tiger.
Could be. Or imagine Sinbad in a cameo where he's interacting with the kids. Maybe he's a store owner and the kids act up or something. Like, you could throw Sinbad anywhere in that movie in one scene and he will own it. So I think it's amazing. I love Sinbad.
What did you guys think about the title, Fury of the Gods?
Sure.
Okay.
Makes perfect sense, right?
It's weird with Shazam. Like, aside from Savannah and Mr. Mind, I can't tell you another villain is besides Black Adam. And I'm just like, Black Adam's got his own thing going on, so I have no idea what's going to happen in this.
Is there a connection with some Olympian gods? Because, like, in Shazam's title and his moniker, it mentions, like, Mercury and Zeus. Like, I wonder if those are the gods that are going to be incarnated in some way that he's going to have to face up against, right?
Perhaps.
The Olympians.
Are we going to see Black Adam in Shazam as a major role?
I don't think so.
Are we going to see him make a cameo?
I think the obvious thing to say is like the post-credits thing, right? But
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm all believing that Black Adam is going to have Superman. I'm actually quite relieved that I feel like Black Adam's tone is going to be a little bit more serious than Shazam's. And then I'm really interested to see, like, how do those come together in a way that makes sense?
Yeah.
Johnny, what do you think? Are we going to see him at all in this?
Here's the thing with Black Adam, though. It's, yeah, he's the anti-hero, but which way are they going to spin it? Because you can do something to where, I don't know. This is going to be tough to pull off because Black Adam, if he has his own solo film, which that's obviously going to happen, you're going to have to want to root for him as essentially the protagonist of the film. But if he's an enemy of Shazam, then how can they have to do some kind of heel turn swerve somehow between the movies. Right. And that's, I'm sure they have a plan and I have confidence they will, but that's really fun for me to think about is how will they do that?
Mike, what's more likely, that Zachary Levi makes an appearance in Black Adam or that The Rock makes an appearance in Shazam 2?
Rock and Shazam 2.
Okay.
I think Shazam's movie takes place. I don't think it takes place in like the 40s and stuff, like they're saying because the JSA was kind of in that time period. I think the JSA in this one's going to be modern, especially because Atom Smasher is a modernized version.
That's an interesting question. Even though there's a time jump from 5,000 years ago, I was just assuming it's modern day, but it doesn't have to be. It could be the 40s, it could be the 60s, because Shazam is after the fallen hero. It's like they reference Black Adam in Shazam.
Yeah.
So is Shazam in the modern day? And I mean, is Black Adam in Shazam's world, or is he out of business already?
We've gotten the backstory of Shazam, Black Adam and Shazam, but what if it takes place after Shazam, where right now during the Shazam period, he's still entombed and he breaks free?
Wow.
Yeah.
No.
And
Wow.
if you do have Superman appear, then could you then just do Shazam and Black Adam? I don't know. I mean, it seems like maybe
I don't know. One of my favorite parts of this entire panel and the entire day, I spit out my LaCroix, was when Sinbad called Zachary Levi John Krasinski.
Yeah.
That fucking got me. Like,
yep.
I love that they kind of trolled them each other in this. It was really fun. So Shazam was a perfect panel to be the penultimate panel, at least in terms of the big movie ones. I was really, really into it. But never did I think I was going to be as into this Batman panel as I was. Not because it wasn't the most anticipated one, but just because I walked away with my mind freaking blown. And I know you guys are feeling similarly. Quick thoughts on this. We'll do a deep dive. Of course, a deep, deep dive. But in general, how did you feel about the Batman panel? Johnny, going to you.
Well, and I know you guys thought that Robert Pattinson had the perfect tone for Batman. I just found it very, very amusing that it looked like they had to nudge him awake to promote this film. And he may be a great actor. I'm sure he's going to be a great Batman. He didn't sell me on how excited he was to play Batman, which is fine. That's his character. He's brooding, and he does it really, really well. That's perfectly fine. Matt Reeves, though, I've never actually heard that much from Matt Reeves before, and I'm a huge fan now. I mean, just everything he says, he's feeling it. There's the passion. Much like we talked about from The Rock in a different way, everything Matt Reeves says makes you know how much he cares about this film. And then we saw the trailer, and whoa, if 30% of the film is done, yikes.
Why do you and Mike keep saying 30? I thought he said 25.
He said 25-30.
Round it up.
Okay. All right.
He said 25-30.
Adam, in general, thoughts on this panel?
Super excited. I've been excited for Matt Reeves' Batman since it was announced. I always said, just have faith in this filmmaker. Just judging by what he did with Apes movies, which I could give a shit about before. Never liked the Planet of the Apes movie. Like, I knew this was the guy. I still feel the same way. It seems like it's well thought out. You hear about some movies where like, oh, well, we didn't really even know where we're going to it. We had an idea. This seems really well thought out. It seems like the world is complete. It also is like what we were talking about before when it's like, I like Batman in a world where he's kind of the most supernatural thing in it. When Batman is not necessarily in a world with superpowers, it's a different kind of Batman story. And now we're getting a bit of both. But in this one, I want that. I like the grounded, real world, this could happen feel. And that's what this feels like. And when he beat that poor boy, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Speaking of which, Samir reminds us, on vengeance. That effing trailer, 13 months away, seems forever after that. I'm with you. Mike, in general, thoughts on the Batman panel?
I'm both with Johnny and Adam. I thought Pattinson, because I know how much in interviews he's talked about how he lobbied for this role. He went after it. He sought it. And then I was like, oh, didn't really seem like you want to do this role. But I know he's a very serious actor. I know that he takes it seriously. So I just expect a little more enthusiasm for him. Not Zach Levi level enthusiasm, but I think that's just Pattinson as an actor. I think he's just a more reserved. But Matt Reeves, man, I'm sitting there, I was like, you could tell when someone loves what they're doing, and his take on Gotham when he said it's a character just like all the others. I was like, that's he gets it. He gets Batman. There we go. We're in great hands. And that trailer, I wasn't expecting much. I was just like, oh, because I saw a couple pictures. I saw the Catwoman. And I'm like, okay, all right. Okay, that's what they're going for. And, you know, I said before, I wish we were getting a Batman who'd been like 10 years in his career where he's figured it all out and he's like an expert and he's going up against something he's never fought before. But this whole thing with the murder, like the murder vibe and the body wrapped up, I'm like,
yes.
Oh, this is going to be, you know, this is like, yeah, this is going to be. Because, you know, Matt Reeves and I hate when they talk about it sometimes where they sit there's like, we've never seen a Batman figuring stuff out. And I was like, yeah, we did. And Batman Begins. He's figuring it a lot out there. So I get scared when they reference like he's never done this.
Right.
I'm like, he's done a lot. That movie covered a lot of it. But then this trailer showed me, oh, it's a different thing. I get the similarities, but this is different. So, yeah, that kind of allayed some fears with me.
How did you guys feel about how involved Riddler seems to be with the storyline based on the trailer that we saw?
I always assumed he was the main bad guy.
Well, keep in mind, though, this is what they've shot so far. So I would imagine that the trailers in the future are they could be vastly different. You know what I mean? So.
And I think he was the main bad guy. I mean, because we were
What'd you say,
like,
Adam?
messages.
What'd you say?
I was just saying that I think it seemed like you were saying the 7 kind of thing, and that's like when you had the messages, stop telling lies. Like I thought maybe that was a Riddler thing.
Yeah,
he said it would be a very different kind of Riddler. I got the feeling that the Penguin wasn't going to be the main guy.
Oh,
I thought it was going to be more Riddler.
And Farrell has said, even though they saw pictures of him
Me
on
too.
set, he was like, I haven't filmed yet, and that makes sense. We didn't see him.
Colin Farrell.
It's a rogue gallery. It's a rogue gallery. Matt Reeves mentioned it, so it's going to be.
He's like, I've not shot yet.
Let's get to a couple of these things in the Super Chat and the Streamlabs before we continue to break down this trailer. Dan V900 said, the Batman trailer looks great, and I thought it was easily the best trailer of the day, followed by the Suicide Squad BTS footage. It looks so good. Of your guys' footage of the day, was this your favorite?
Absolutely.
Me too.
Yeah.
For sure, me too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
right.
Yes, but I really like the Rocksteady Suicide Squad footage a lot too.
You do you.
Here where he said Matt Reeves talked about his like, yeah, and Ozzy doesn't like being called the Penguin. I'm like, oh, that's going to be good.
I mean, don't forget, the Wonder Woman trailer was incredible. Granted, something we had kind of seen already. I really loved the mashup of the Suicide Squad where we got to see the characters behind the scenes. That was really cool. But as far as surprising trailers, there's a reason they say we should have known. They saved the Batman for last for a reason.
Yeah.
Guys, Zeno Hour saying Colin Farrell was in the trailer, and then Francisco says Colin Farrell unrecognizable. I'm going to have to go back and watch.
I'm going to pull it up because if he's that fat, like, not I don't want to say fat, but there's a heavy guy in front of the press. If that's Colin Farrell, holy crap.
This is
no Superman news though. That's one thing we were kind of hoping for today. No concrete news about the Man of Steel whatsoever.
Staying on. Oh, go ahead.
Here's a comment. Colin. A lot of people saying Colin was in it. Specific one saying Colin Farrell is in the trailer. He was the one driving the car.
Where he's wrapped up and he gets.
Yeah, he's the guy in the car. They're saying I'm going to have to go check that out again.
Okay.
Going to a couple of these. What'd you say?
Another comment saying he had makeup and prosthetics, so you couldn't recognize him. Oh boy.
Okay. Going to the Streamlabs for a second. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. D-Train says, of the cast of the Batman, which character besides Pattinson are you most excited for? For me, it's Paul Dano as the Riddler. I'm gonna make a prediction and say he'll be nominated for an Oscar for this movie because that man is really talented. What do you guys think? Who are you most excited for?
I mean,
Colin Farrell right here. Holy crap!
It is.
I don't know because they've like balded his hair.
Send me the picture. Send me an image of it, and then I'll throw it up.
For me, it's Jeffrey
Text
Wright.
it.
I'm really excited to see Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah, same.
Can I screen you guys?
Yeah, I'm just saying. Text it to me, and then I'll put it up. Zoe Kravitz. What are you saying?
I have the video of the trailer up. It's not.
All right, so hit screen share, Mike.
Here we go.
See that at the bottom?
Yep.
Share that screen.
Okay.
Tell me when you're ready.
We're asking Mike to do something with technology, guys.
That
There,
all right.
there it
I'm
is.
gonna throw it up. So I'm literally about to click on it, but I see that you don't have it on the right screen right now, Mike.
Maybe it's because it's a QuickTime movie. Here,
There we go. Now you have it. Now you have it.
Okay. You see it?
Is
Yeah,
that
I see him.
Richard Nixon?
That's what they're saying Colin Farrell is then. But I could see it in the eyes.
In the bottom right, we're talking, Johnny.
Yeah, I know. It looks like Richard Nixon.
Here, I'll try and
Wow. They're saying make it bigger. Can you not?
Is that
Yeah,
it?
you can. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
go.
he's got a weird nose. And
Hold on. Go bigger if you can.
There we go. Oh yeah, that's him. That is him.
Holy
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
That is definitely. Oh my
And question,
God.
do we know who he is? Colin Farrell?
Yeah. He's Penguin.
Penguin.
Yeah, but okay.
Look at that.
He's Oswald Cobblepot.
Is he sweating? Is he wet? Look at
No,
that
he's
hair. Look at his face.
He's in the rain.
Look at the nose.
That
Damn.
he looks
Wow.
he looks
Wow.
penguin-y to me, that's for sure.
That was wild. I mean, wow, you guys, I'm shook by that. I can't even believe what we just saw. It was so amazing. I have to watch that 80 more times. A couple more things in the Streamlabs. King Nirvana 24 says, as a Nirvana and Batman fan, that teaser was awesome. I agree. The song was perfect. I like that it wasn't the most popular song of all time, too, so you can kind of get lost in it.
Yeah.
And I thought that it really went with the theme of it all. Like, just wow. Going back to the question before, though, which character I'm most excited for, I want to see me some Zoe Kravitz.
Sure.
I want turn up. Like, what do we got? What's that face?
Yeah.
Adam,
And
Mike, have I lost you guys? Where are you?
I'm tweeting that out.
Roxy, I'm so on your side. I think you and me think like fucking Robert Pattinson's the fucking rock star right now. Okay, he's not going to show up. Gary Oldman would not be like over the moon like Zachary Levi style. Like, this is the thing. He's the fucking rock star.
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't care about that.
Wait,
Batman.
he doesn't need to sell shit. He doesn't need to sell shit.
No, I don't
What
need
did you say, Mike? Did you say you were socialing it out?
I had to social that picture
We're
out.
in the middle of a fucking live show.
I see you on your phone too sometimes. You shut your mouth.
Question.
Running the internet. I'm running a whole fucking show right now.
It's a reunion show. Come on, we can't be focused already.
On your show right now.
Okay, I
Johnny,
do.
what's your question?
Well, you know, we obviously had a pretty big day with a lot of the slate. Some people are saying, well, what about Superman? But to be fair, there is another day coming up on September 12th. My question is, what could we possibly see in a couple of weeks? I mean, today was huge.
Johnny, I
I
think
think it's all TV and stuff.
it's like TV, it's video games, it's
Okay.
it's comic books, it's like there's a cosplay bunch of panels. It's much more of the interactive stuff.
Got it.
Mm.
This is their big
Right.
meeting today. And the whole TV slate, every TV show's got a thing.
I mean, and honestly, that's a good point. This is why I heard when I heard they split it into 2 days. Yes, good idea, because you didn't want this was all the stuff people wanted to see. But
Yeah.
I'm wondering, what is the big draw for the second day? Because it seems like we got all the golden yummies today.
Maybe just the fact that today was great. Like, can we just
Golden
stare? Can we just stare at this? Like, this looks fucking awesome. I don't care that he doesn't come out like all the energy in the world or whatever. This is our fucking Batman. This is our Batman. I see you, Batman. They don't see you all yet. Remember when I said he was my #1 pick on the planet to play Batman?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I am just so effing here for this. It's insane. And it all is coming together, and I could not be more excited about it. More things taking place in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. Michael K says, what up, DC Movie News crew? Sorry I missed the first 2 streams, but what did you think of DC fandom as a whole? Would you want this to become a regular annual event moving forward? So as a whole, guys, how did you think, maybe a 1 to 10, how do you think that today went for DC's first big one of these?
Can I go?
Yeah.
I say it's an 11. I say this sets the gold standard for virtual cons. I don't want it to replace Comic-Con because I don't think it ever can. It's a different thing. But the inclusivity, and what's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah.
Inclusivity of everyone can experience this. Comic-Con Hall H, it's great. You have to fight to get in. And the first hundreds of rows are press people on their computers the whole time that aren't even really there for it. They're just there to get the groups, and all the fans are behind them. Yes, it's great, and you feel the energy, and it's awesome to be in that room. But everyone on the planet got to experience this. Everything. DC knocked it out of the park. No problems. It was just interaction. You didn't get the awkward fan stuff that you sometimes get that kind of can grind it to a halt. They surprised us. They did the whole, we don't know what we're going to show you. I hope they always do this. I hope they skip Hall H from now on and they do this like the week before, the week after.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow, you want them to skip Hall H? Crazy.
Yeah,
Adam, what about you?
I agree because I think that it's one or the other, right? I mean, unless you split it, like they did all the big reveals. All anybody wants from Hall H is the big reveals. They gave that today. So Pandora's box has been opened. I don't see how they can go back to keeping that visuals from everybody once they've done it this year and go back to keeping all those trailers and exclusive content to Hall H. And I think, like we said before, maybe that's what Comic-Con needed. It needed to be burped and freed of so much of the necessity to be there so that the people that really want to be there can be there and it can be enjoyable for those people and take the pressure off of all this Hall H madness, which has dominated the conversation for the whole thing. Yeah. So that's what I think, man.
What do you think, Johnny?
Plus, to add to Adam's point, going forward, we truly don't know how socially distanced we're going to have to be at future Comic-Cons. Imagine how overpacked Hall H is. That's something to think about down the road. But yeah, it was creative. It was consistently entertaining all day. It had intrigue. You were waiting to see what would happen next. And I really enjoyed the fact that they had people hosting literally from all over the world. Granted, some hosts were a lot better than others, but at the same time, it was
strange. That was strange that some of their hosts weren't good. That was kind of wild.
You guys are all hosts. I don't want to. There were a couple people that were English was the first language where it was just like, oh, you're just not good with the script. Anyone else, I'm sure English was a second language, and for someone like myself that I can only read a second language, it doesn't. I see what you're saying, but I was like, yeah, I get it. But some of the people that English was the first language and the scripts, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
You can tell, and my problem is this, is like when you see someone like an Aisha Tyler or Zach Levi where they're fans of the material, you can tell it seems sincere. When you get people that are hosts that are not necessarily DC fans and they have to say, I've wanted to play a Batman game my whole life, you're just like, no, you haven't. Yeah. You're being paid to say that. So just DC, I love that it was like, I felt like every nation on the planet was like somehow represented in every.
It felt so global.
It did feel global.
I mean, that's the other thing. That's why I feel like there's no going back. I mean, this just makes sense. It's just easier to do, and it's still fun. And this has been a tremendously fun day. I've been inside my house all day with you guys. It feels weird. I mean, this was a great day.
Yeah, we were able to hear from all of our. Nobody's in front of you. You don't smell BO. Like. But there were a couple of things.
I smell Roxy, but it's my own.
I get that.
You're not eating cardboard pizza.
There were a couple of things, though, I do want to say, because to me, this was as close to a perfect event as we could have expected, especially for a first time around. But there were a couple of things that I think could be improved. Number one, I don't know how we fix this, but the leaks suck. It sucks that there are leaks. I wish we all were seeing the same things at the same time. That's not any different than it is at Comic-Con, but when images are leaked, when footage is leaked, that sucks. I don't really even understand how that happens.
That's a fan thing. That's the fans doing that. And the easy way you help with it, like you don't share it, you don't repost it. Like,
right, but how are the fans doing that? How do they get it?
I don't know. Hey, Mike, did you see how Zack Snyder dressed that person down? Oh, yeah. I retweeted that. That was pretty great.
People are going at Zack Snyder like, that's an unprofessional thing. It's like, no, it's not. My thought
What's unprofessional?
Okay, so a critic that I think we're all kind of friends with tweeted out, he's like, well, so Justice League, saw the trailer, looks like just some darker colors and deleted scenes added. And Zack Snyder was like, well, first of all, thanks for commenting on a leaked video, but you liked Justice League, which was a Saturday morning cartoon. This film is for adults.
Yeah, and then he said, like, and he's like, really, by the way, really cool to comment on a leaked trailer.
Right.
That's how he ended it.
People were like retweeting Matt Reeves, who was saying, hey, if you like what you saw, we're going to show more later. They released official Batman images that were officially on WB and Twitter. So Zack Snyder, and that's what he's like, this isn't a film for you critics. This is for my fans. You had a chance to judge my films. This is for the fans. And think about it. We built up 4 years to this day. This guy has got this. He brought on fans and was asking them questions. This is a day to celebrate what was accomplished. And someone's like, your trailer looks dark and it's just deleted scenes. It's like, come on, man.
I love, by the way, we didn't talk about the fact that it's in 4 parts.
Oh.
And that, I mean, I felt intimated at that with the runtime, but that's
also
think about that.
But they even said, they were like, you know what? If we're working on a distribution, we're going to be able to get it to you. If you want to see it all as one, and people that don't have HBO, you'll be able to get it. So I think think about this, how much money they put into this with HBO. They're going to recoup money however they can. I mean, WB Watchmen, that is on Blu-ray now, the HBO show.
Yeah.
You
know what that means, though, guys? That you're not going to be able to watch the Snyder Cut in one sitting. It's going to be rolled out over a month.
But then he said when it's done, you will be able to watch it in one sitting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but what are you going to do? Wait?
Definitely will not be able to watch it until it comes out.
I'm going to watch it in parts.
I'm going to be very intrigued. I wonder if they're going to release the numbers of viewership for today as a whole.
Maybe. Yeah. We can see right now that Batman trailer is already at 500,000 views. It's not even out for an hour, so that's kind of crazy. My second thing that I wanted to say that I think could be improved was I did get a little tired towards the end because of the random games. Like there were some things that were happening that I was like, I don't know. Is it better for them to go dark during this time? Why do they need to pad it if this is pre-taped? Could they just go back to back with things? Like, do we really need 45 minutes between these big panels? Because we're not filing in and out of Hall H. Couldn't we have maybe like 5 minutes of stuff sometimes? It's
so funny you say that, Rox, because this was like the panels in Hall H. You look at the program like, okay, that's when I can get some pizza. That's when I can go to the bathroom. They did this because between one of them I took a shower. The other one I went and made lunch. Like, I didn't want to go straight through because I wouldn't have been able to take a break.
Yeah, you're probably right. Just for people like me.
Forecast play Werewolf or whatever again. I'll be happy.
That was that. Yeah, I thought there were perfect times to take breaks because I feel like I've been engaged with this all day, but we've done 3 of these throughout the day. Plus, I smoked some salmon. You know what I mean? I had a balanced day. Right?
Wow, I would like some smoked salmon.
Is it farmed or wild caught, Adam?
Great question.
This particular salmon, Andrea, is it the salmon? Is it wild?
I hope so.
Probably. I think it's wild salmon. It came from Erewhon, which is like a fancy market here. So I imagine it's wild.
I love Erewhon.
Yeah. I've never been. But.
It's the best. It's just expensive. As we are wrapping this up, guys, if you have any final questions for us, please submit them to streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. So we make sure we read those questions, comments, concerns, all of that great stuff. So other than the Batman panel, because we all decided that was our favorite, what else was on the top of your list today overall? What kind of made your top 3? Either moments, panels, people to see, quotes, all that stuff. Adam, coming to you first.
I gotta say, top of my head, Black Adam. I thought Dwayne Johnson put it on his shoulders. He did a 1-person presentation. He said, "Guys, we got no footage, we got no script, we got nothing. Hold my beer. I got this." I mean, it did. I mean,
totally.
He got me psyched for something that wasn't even there that I didn't know I wanted. So that
true
was
hype man.
spectacular. Obviously, Batman. And then after that, it was really just the multiverse thing. It was really just the idea of like how they're going to go together and knowing that they're not on a schedule and that as great ideas come forward, whether it's Batgirl or Supergirl or Batman, whatever it is, they're going to make a movie when there's a great movie to be made. And I'm just so positive about this new regime. So those are my top three.
Johnny, what about you?
Yeah, it's impossible to not love what The Rock did, and we already gushed about him with our second broadcast. So yeah, that's there. I really enjoyed the Wonder Woman panel. It's not easy to kick off something like this, an event that's kind of never been done before, and I thought the whole cast was phenomenal. I thought the trailer was picturesque and made you really excited to see Wonder Woman. But for me, and of course not counting the Batman, I'm going to go with Suicide Squad because I love when something surprises you, and a lot of us didn't have high expectations. I enjoyed Suicide Squad 1 enough, but I also don't mind separating the two because once James Gunn came on board, he's like, look, this is my film. No one's going to get their hands on it. It's going to be fun. But then we saw the reveal of all the characters, many of which I truly don't know. I'm pretty pumped about it because that means we don't know how the movie's going to go. So I'm going to go with the Suicide Squad reveal.
Mikey, what about you?
Well, we got Batman up the top. Give it.
Given.
Suicide Squad, absolutely, because that was one I wasn't really sure on. And then I'm going to go with the oddball. I'm going to say Montreal Games, Gotham Knights.
Aye.
That thing knocked me off, man. And I really I love Black Adam, what we saw. But Adam, I'm kind of with you where The Rock is such a personality in everything he does. I want to see a character. I want to see I need to see even and I love Jumanji and I enjoyed Rampage, but it's The Rock.
I know. I'm with you, Mikey. And that's always what I've been afraid of, too. But I will say, like, today, he's just so fucking charming. Like,
he is.
I love it. I've never not liked the film he's been in. I've never not liked him. But is it the point of where it's like he's almost too big of a personality to be an actor in a film that needs a character where it's not like the other guys or something?
When have we seen him like this? This is a different character for him. Maybe he's surprised you.
I remember Scorpion King, and I like the Scorpion King. I like that movie, but that was before it became huge. Like the Rundown. He's great in The Rundown.
Very good movie.
Johnny, you got something to say?
Just wanted to throw a lot of points towards Snyder Cut. What a great segment. The whole segment was awesome. I love seeing Zack Snyder excited and happy to be talking to people. And Adam, you've met him in person. He's a very gracious individual, and this looks like so much fun.
It's interesting you say that, Johnny. Thanks for bringing that because it's like you almost because like it's not a new thing per se. Like, we know the characters involved. It doesn't have that shiny new. But on the other hand, what I saw, like I'll say this about the Snyder Cut, I was not 100% like, oh my God, I cannot wait to see this again. Because of Justice League left a really kind of bad taste, and I just recently watched it. Mm-hmm. But now seeing what we saw, I was like, oh, this is really going to be different. This is going to be something to look forward to. So, yeah. But Snyder,
we've got some Streamlabs coming in right now. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Strider. Thanks for this, guys. Josh Bing says, everything today was so great. It truly makes me wonder if they're putting Superman on the back burner, not because they don't want to play ball with Cavill, parentheses money, but because they're doing so well without a Superman film in the already full slate of DC goods. What do you guys think about that?
Well, I think, Mike, you answered the question. Look at how much we're debating over what we love the most. DC finally has it. It seems like everyone's excited about everything they're doing. There was no mention of Green Lantern Corps or the TV show or anything because it's so far off. I think they go, these are what we know on the gun. They're not rushing anything anymore. I mean, look at the teases we got on Flash. We got a lot on the Flash. But that's still not even close to being filmed. So I think the Superman stuff, I think we're going to get him in a couple films supporting, and then they'll go from there.
Johnny, what do you think?
I already gave my a point on everything, but yeah, I mean, what a day! This is the coolest thing.
No, not about that. About the Superman. About why they're not using him.
I honestly, that's one I've thought about, and I don't have an answer. I just think, we saw Cavill at least, so maybe they want to put some things up to the imagination, leave some things up to a surprise. I don't want to know everything.
I think that you know, in the time period where we are right now as a society, you have to be really careful how you use these traditional, I mean, let's just say it, white, straight male characters, right? Like, you can't flood the market with it anymore. You've got Batman. You have to be diverse. And Batman and Superman are a couple of, like, white alpha male characters. They take up a lot of the air in the room. And I think you have to space it out. I think right now that's what this world calls for. I think that's where Black Adam comes in a way. And I know it sucks to kind of think about things like that. It's not about being like politically correct, but it's just sort of the flavor of the world right now and like what we want. Like, yes, you're going to get your traditional Batman, but we're not going to shove another Superman down your throat right now. We're going to expand and be diverse in other ways. I think
you're gonna take us out to dinner first. You're gonna, you know, woo us, wine us, and dine us a little bit. Yeah. Rob K earlier in the super chat wrote this. Thank you for rewriting it, Rob K. Team Battinson. Hell yeah, not that big of a deal if you don't read it. Thank you. I did read it anyway. Going back to the Streamlabs, I don't understand this one. Joel from Queens says the guy next to the guy who got his ass beat is a recording with a cell phone. What is that about? Do you guys have any idea?
What he's recording with a cell phone.
Oh yeah. I've been watching kind of like screens, guys. It's definitely not in the 90s.
I see about the cell phone thing. Okay.
If he has computer screens that'll look like flat screen monitors,
that makes sense.
It's modern.
Yeah, I think so.
Again, I only watched it once. I need to watch it 10 more times.
Yeah, me too. And we'll continue talking about it. Thank you to John Eugene for the support. Also in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Strider. Samir says, thank you guys so much for doing this today. Us fans appreciate it a lot. Honestly, Samir, I think us DC team appreciate you guys just as much. Thank you guys for being here.
For going with us on this hiatus. I mean, no one wanted to do this, and you know we've got to adapt to what we're dealing with right now. So, guys, thank you for staying with us, and we'll always be there for you guys. And we're going to come back better than ever, stronger than ever, guys.
Hell yeah.
The amount of slate we're coming back with, guys, it's going to be insane.
Insane.
Yeah. In the membrane.
As we are getting out of here, any final thoughts from my amazing DC movie news faux show today? Adam, anything else you got to say?
Yeah, I just think that the Republican National Convention is going to have to do a lot to outdo DC FanDome.
Totally.
Clearly, DC FanDome laid down the gauntlet. So it's going to be hard for Donald Trump to kind of make as exciting a convention, but I'm sure he can do it, and I'm excited to see it. Johnny?
I will not follow up what Adam just said with, but I will say I'm truly grateful that we got to do this. You know, I was, you know, not part of the show for well over a year, so it's been really nice to jump back in here from time to time and to have a day like this where the four of us actually could do this, 3 different broadcasts, to have well over 500 people in the live chat every single time. That means a lot to us because, let's be honest, we started this show over 5 years ago now. That's a big commitment.
I think we're almost at 7, man. November will make 7 years.
See, I can't even keep track. But yeah, just to know that it's been a big commitment for all of us, and to know that you guys value what we say and that you want to hang out with us and you want to be right there with us for the ride. That's the coolest thing ever. We have people watching and listening from all over the world. So from me to you, thank you.
Mikey?
It's just, first of all, so good to see you guys. I don't realize, being that we don't do it or we haven't been able to do it, I didn't realize how much I missed it. You know, and there wasn't that much DC news, but I knew going into this, I was like, we've got to do something. We have to, because especially for you guys out there, you guys have been so loyal to us. Even when there was those weeks we were stretching on content to talk about 2 different things. So
we were going through all the movies. We only made it through like 3 of them.
I know.
Yeah, we did not make it.
And we had to sit through Swamp Thing.
Yeah. So we're coming back. Come back. We're hopefully going to beat all this. Is going to get better, and we're going to get better. But this was just. I love that we were able to do this. I love that. Even if this was live, we wouldn't be able to do this at a Comic-Con. We couldn't take breaks and do these.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah, guys. And Ryan, our awesome producer, who's awesome, is still with us, and Ryan's still there. It's So
Yeah,
it's
he's
a
amazing.
team effort, guys. Team effort. It's awesome. And thank you all for watching us.
We got a few final things coming in. Our friend Nerd Chronic is saying, happy to see everyone back for today. Exciting stuff and great to see your love for DC. Nerd Chronic, you are the freaking best. We really appreciate you. Glenn Caesar says, thanks again, Roxy, Mike, Adam, and Johnny for doing this with us. This has been absolutely awesome. Glenn, we really appreciate you. Thank you for being so supportive always. Theo Holmes in here says, thank you guys. I enjoyed the convo. Which one? We've been doing this shit all day. Then we've got some Streamlabs that also came through. Jake Yacovetta says, Johnny reminding everyone to hit the like button is my new spirit animal. Love that. Mike Riley says, hope people can respect my difference of opinion and not simplify it as mere trolling. I love the DC virtual fandom format, but I didn't see the point of Black Adam panel if nothing is ready. Snyder Cut 4 hours, woof. No Harley Quinn season 3 confirmation, woof. You know, Mike, to each their own. I think that you're still allowed to be a fan and have your opinions on those things.
Not everybody can be overwhelmingly blissful like us, you know. I think I'm just like, especially during this time, I want to be optimistic about things. And if things upset me or disappoint me, I can deal with it after the fact. I don't want to be disappointed for double the time. So I choose to be cautiously optimistic. I need
that. To kind of temper your disappointment, guys. Just think about this. I don't know if you've ever done Hall H. There's nothing more disappointing than spending the entire night waiting in that line. You get into Hall H, you make it in, and they don't reveal shit. That sucks. At least
I would just like to add that
something. But you want to talk about waiting in Hall H and not seeing any footage, and you thought you were going to see footage. Holy crap!
And it's not just your BO; it's all the other people's BO too.
Bathroom after people have destroyed them. Oh,
and all right, Johnny, what do you got?
I would just like to add, I appreciate this specific look of Adam Gertler because I don't know if he's about to paint happy little trees or change his name to Gordon and become a fisherman, but I'm here for it and I love it.
Hey, he's a good-looking cat.
He's so handsome with a beard.
You guys are all incredibly handsome. I'm very lucky to be able to look at your faces all the time. Daniel Puerta, do you foresee Marvel will do a similar type of event? Great question. Mike, thoughts?
Yeah, I think the bar has been set. Marvel, the ball is in your court because I know Marvel, and they were talking about making D23. They've already done that with its own thing for the parks and folding Marvel into that. Marvel, it's in your court, pal. DC set the bar, buddy. Let's see what you got.
Adam, what do you think?
Marvel's in a very interesting place right now. We've had a long time to recover after Endgame and Spider-Man. It's been a long time. I don't know that they're ready to make announcements yet. So I don't see Marvel doing something like this for at least another year. Like maybe a year from now, I could see Marvel doing something like this. But I don't think they're ready to talk about the stuff that people want to hear about, namely Fantastic Four, X-Men, the next phase of the main juice. They've got like this middling range of stuff coming out right now. Yeah. But so not for a while. DC got the jump on this one.
Johnny, you think they'll do it?
I don't think here's the thing. Marvel has already had uber amounts of success. I don't think they feel any pressure whatsoever. I mean, they've already had Endgame, for God's sake. That's rounding the bases. You know what I'm saying? So I think we should I appreciate what we had today, and I think it's going to be fun, whatever we have on September 12th, and then we'll just go from there. But hopefully society can start to get back to normal again so we can start going out to movie theaters and, really getting them.
Seeing each other again. Wouldn't that be something? Another Streamlabs before we get out of here, streamlabs.com/RoxyStrider. Jake Yacovetta says, I know it's been praised, rightfully so, but that Batman trailer definitely fucks. Oh, yeah.
It's a good thing.
Well, usually if you say something fucks, it is a good thing.
Is it good thing? It slaps?
I said it slaps before on the text to you. He said it fucks.
So that's even harder core.
Well, if somebody said to you like, "Oh, they fuck," would you be like, "Is that a good thing?" You would just think,
"Oh, they do the dirty. They did dirty."
So Mike is gonna go watch the Batman trailer.
Batman trailer fucking did it dirty, man. It did it dirty.
No, that would be bad. Like if you do something dirty, No, it's not.
You don't have time where it's like, "Oh, the dirty, so good."
Yeah, but when it's like Matt Reeves did Batman dirty, that means he like fucked them over.
Beat that boy again.
I have to go do the same thing. I must go watch trailer 18 times.
You're recording him going, oh, shit.
Mike is going to go watch the Batman trailer, followed up by the WAP music video, and that'll be a good one.
Johnny, I'm going to be watching those two ad nauseum.
Yes.
I would love to see that, video of you watching those things over and over again. Johnny,
girls, I'll watch the WAP video with you girls.
Hell yeah. Johnny, in the meantime, before we do this again, because I'm sure we will be doing this again at some point, where can everybody keep up with you?
I wish I could watch the video with Mike.
Wow, we lost him at the end?
Wow.
What'd we do? Wow.
Terrible.
And that face.
Is he back?
Oh, he's waving at us now. No, he's frozen again.
It's Florida. This is what happens in Florida.
Jake put it up anyway. Twitter.com/Jake Quasto. Thanks, Jake, for being the shit. Also, Brandon Mason. Thanks, Brandon. Says, we've been rolling with y'all for over 6 years. Thanks for all you do. Hell yeah. I'm telling you guys, November is going to make 7 years. And then February for Mikey. What?
I put in 2015.
Oh, so is it?
It's
so November's gonna make 6 years?
Yes.
I thought it was 7. Why did I think that?
It'll be no. We're in 2020. It'll be 6 years in November for you. Yep. It'll be 6 years for me in February.
I can't tell if Johnny's frozen or if that's just his luck.
Me neither. I can't tell what's happening with him because he kind of moves sometimes.
Sorry, I'm playing the WAP music video at the same time. I apologize.
Oh, he streamed it too many times. Well, we threw up that, Jay Quasto. Johnny, anything else if we can hear you?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to see, I did what the kids do, and I joined TikTok. Have you heard of this? And so I had a lot of old footage of stand-up, and I'm just having a good time. I'm subtitling, and I'm just posting old stand-up jokes. And if you want to get some good jokes, you can, because I do have something happening with my special in the near future, but I can't say anything yet. So in the meantime, I'm Jay Quasto on TikTok because I like posting jokes and it's fun. So,
hell yeah, Adam Gertler.
Hey, what's up? I'm Adam Gertler. You can find me at Adam Gertler and eat my sausages and wieners and buy Ninja products. Get yourself a Ninja foodie. I'll tell you how to use it.
And Mikey Christmas.
I'm at Mike Kalinowski _. Thank you guys. If you were a part of the Schmodown and supported it yesterday and saw what happened yesterday, thank you so much. It means your guys supporting the Schmodown means everything, and your support of DC, it just means everything. So you guys are the best. You guys know how I feel about y'all.
You absolutely are the best. I'm at Roxy Strider. I am live on this channel every single day, 1 p.m. Pacific time, live at the Roxy right here. So please join me tomorrow after I go watch this trailer 80 more times so that I can fully break it down. We'll keep you guys posted. Johnny does an amazing job updating our DC movie news live, Twitter as well, whenever there's news. So keep up to date with us there. Until next time on DC Movie Faux News, we'll see you guys soon, shortly. Oh, put it in, Mike. And he's fucking texting already. All right, Mikey. Okay.